My name is Elizabeth from KMTL Event. Welcome to episode 2 of our new series, KMTL Artist Spotlight. It is a pleasure to have with me today, Ern. Could you please introduce yourself, your stage name, background, and where were you born and raised?
Okay. Hello. I'm Ern. I was born in Bucheon, Gyeonggi-do, a suburban city just outside Seoul. In elementary school, my family moved to Gangnam, in Seoul, where I attended elementary, middle, and high school. As an adult, I moved back to my hometown, Bucheon, where I currently live.
It's very nice to meet you both. How long have you been involved in music, and when did you first discover your passion for this art form?
I started making music in 2020. At that time, Red West and I formed a duo called Vinyl Dreams and began creating music together. We released a mixtape titled Up the Roof on SoundCloud on November 14, 2020. Leading up to that release, we spent countless hours working closely, finding beats on YouTube and building songs by layering my vocals on top. And through that process, I discovered how deeply I enjoyed making music, and that's when I realized it was something genuinely wanted to pursue.
What inspired you to pursue a career in music? Were there any specific influences or experience that guided you?
I think this really started to come together after I released my solo debut project, Goodbye. That release helped me gradually shape my identity as an artist. While working on Goodbye, I felt like it truly captured the situations and emotions I was experiencing at the time. When I was working on Goodbye, I was at a point where I wanted to quit music, but releasing my debut album, Goodbye, became a turning point that made me take music much more seriously. As for influences, Joji and Lucky Day have both played a major role. I'm inspired by the emotional impact of Joji's music and by Lucky Day's versatil- versa- versatility, experimental sound, and storytelling.
In what ways does your Asian heritage shape your artistry? Could you discuss the challenges you faced related to this background throughout your career?
I've been thinking more about what it means to create music as a Korean artist and share it with listeners around the world. A big part of that for me is language. How Korean and English can coexist naturally in a song. Recently, I've come to see that as something truly beautiful. After my song Can You Tell began gaining attention on TikTok, listeners started reaching out to ask about the meanings behind my lyrics. Explaining them give a quiet sense of joy. Korean is my native language, but for many listeners, it's unfamiliar, similar to how I experience pop or hip hop in languages I don't understand. You connected with the emotion first, and if you're curious, the meaning can follow later. In terms of challenges, I don't feel that my background has caused any major obstacles so far.
How do you express your identity through your music, and what significance does it hold for you?
I mostly express my thoughts, the situation I'm going through, and the emotions I feel in the moment through my music. Sometimes I write lyrics by creating fictional scenes or stories, but in my experience, that doesn't always feel authentic to me. I believe the most beautiful moments are when I'm being true to myself. So I usually express my identity through lyrics that reflect who I really am.
So you just mentioned that the true moments of yourself are the ones that means the most to you. So related to this question, could you please describe a defining moment in your career that has significantly influenced your development as an artist?
There are three defining moments in my career so far. First was creating Up the Roof with Red West. It was genuinely fun because we gave ourselves permission to experiment different sounds, different ideas, and no pressure to stay in one lane. Completing that project gave me a real sense of relief and accomplishment. And second was releasing my debut single, Goodbye. It was the first time I felt like I made something that truly reflected my emotions and who I am. Most recently, when Can You Tell started gaining traction on TikTok, I saw people leaving comments about how the song made them feel. Realizing they were connecting with the same emotions I had while making it meant a lot to me, and it gave me a new level of confidence. Each of these moments marked a new step in my development and helped me grow into the artist I am now.
Thank you so much for doing what you do as well for me. I discovered you through TikTok as well, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Moving forward, have you had the opportunity to visit Montreal before, as we are based in Montreal? If so, how would you describe your experience? If not, would you like to someday?
I haven't visited Montreal yet, but if I get the chance, I love to go.
We are waiting for you here.
My pleasure.
Are there any plans for a tour in Canada in the near future?
I haven't really thought about a tour in Canada yet, but if I'm invited, I definitely love to go. Before that, I plan to create a lot more music.
Do you plan to tour anywhere in the world or perform live?
There's too far my future, but I want to close the situation. 여행을 많이 안 가봐서 사실 근데 이제 막 그 Can You Tell 틱톡으로 잘 되고 나서 거기서 이제 나온 나라들도 막 들어보니까 캐나다도 무조건 가고 싶고 그리고 이제 뭐 오스트레일리아, 뭐 뉴질랜드 아니면 내 음악을 듣는 어디에서라도 나는 가서 투어나 이런 거를 할 생각이 있어.
So like basically he didn't travel the world that much. So like that's why he was like having a hard to choose where to like perform. But after like Can You Tell blew up in the TikTok, he saw a lot of comments like I'm listening your song here, like song there. So if anywhere like the listeners are living, he would love to go and perform like for his fans.
I see. Because it's very amazing to see how TikTok is so global. So music, even from, I was not expecting you from Korea, and then all the way to North America, we listen to your music.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Are you familiar with any French words or phrases that resonate with you by chance?
The only French word I really know is bonjour. So I guess that's the one that resonates with me the most.
Can I teach you a little French phrase?
Oh, okay.
So you already know bonjour, so that was actually the first word. And the second
Yes.
one would be Montréal.
Montréal.
Yes, so it's Montreal
Montréal.
in French. Montréal.
Montreal. Okay.
So bonjour Montréal.
Bonjour, Montréal.
Je m'appelle Earl.
Je m'appelle Ern.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
now you know how to introduce yourself in French.
Okay. Bonjour, Montreal. Je m'appelle Ern.
Je
You
m'appelle.
Is it
m'appelle.
right? Kmtl Earn. Okay. Thanks so much.
So moving on to more your music now. So how would you describe the style of your music that you typically gravitate towards? And how would you describe your sound to someone who hasn't heard your music before?
Honestly, when it comes to what I usually listen to, I mostly listen to hip hop. In my 2025 Spotify Wrapped, my top artists and albums were mostly hip hop and EDM, like Charlie XCX, Brad, and Skrillex, fuck you Skrillex, you think you're Andy Warhol, but you're not. And CK's Catholic Plus. So I feel like the music I usually listen to is quite different from the music I make. When it comes to music that closer to what I create lately, I've been drawn to mellow band sounds like Wave to Earth or Private, and also more upbeat band sounds like Malcolm Todd and Sing Street. Sing Street is the movie, kind of. The movie's Sing Street soundtrack. I definitely take some inspiration from them. If I were to introduce my sound to someone who hasn't heard my music before, I said I pursue soothing music, but I can also make fun, energetic band style tracks.
You recently just released an all-Korean single called Violet Girl. Could you share some insights about the song? What inspired you to write it and what story does it tell?
2 years ago, the notebook was re-released in Korea, and I went to see it in theaters. The main character, Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams' performances really stayed with me, and I was so moved by the film that it eventually led me to write Can You Tell? In a similar way, Violet Girl also carries the emotions from a few scenes in the notebook, that bittersweet feeling you can't easily shake off. At the same time, Violet Girl was also inspired by Reze from the Chainsaw Man movie, which came out last September. If you've seen it, you might understand what I mean. Reze felt to me like the embodiment of first love. That feeling became a major motive behind the song. Even visually, the idea connected. Rege's purple hair naturally led me to the image of Violet, and it also reminded me of Rise Kamishiro from season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. So in the end, I describe Violet Girl as a sad love song shaped by these scenes and characters, different influences, but all pointing toward the same emotion.
Thank you for sharing. So when I was
Okay.
listening to Violet Girl as well, I could feel like a lot of emotions going on. But I do have a question relating to the cover art for Violet Girl on Spotify. So it features a teddy bear sitting outside a window. Could you share the inspiration between this visual concept?
Usually, teddy bears are seen as comfort or attachment objects. Since first love is often tied to most people's teenage memories, I thought using a teddy bear as the visual concept would be fitting. And also, I felt that if we chose a different artwork, the song might come across as a bit heavier. So we decided to go with the teddy bear as the visual concept to keep it more approachable.
Now, I want to know, does Violet Girl reflect any of your personal experience or emotions?
In a way, Violet Girl can be seen as a sad love song about first love. So some listeners might interpret it as being about my own first love. But personally, it was inspired more by the emotions I felt after watching the Chainsaw Man movie. especially through the character Reze. And visually, the violet image also mattered. Characters with purple hair, like Reze or Rize in Dokyo Season 1, have a certain captivating charm to me, and that influenced the mood and color of the song.
As well, I want to know a little bit more about the writing process and the recording for Violet Girl. How did that influence the final product?
At first, the process wasn't very smooth. I had never made a calm band style song like this before, so I faced some challenges with both writing and recording. I usually record at home, and after sending the recordings to the producer, we keep making revisions until the final product is perfect. For example, if the pre-hook section feels a little off, I'll re-record it and send it again. We repeat this process until everything feels just right. Because of my pursuit of perfection, this process influences the final result, and I believe the more songs I release, the more refined and complete my music becomes.
How long did it take you to record everything, Indy?
Almost 2 months, maybe I think. re-record 같은 경우는 그 10월, 11월에 거의 많이 했고, 그리고 12월에 이제 믹스 마스터링 이런 것까지 다 끝내고 발매까지 다 끝냈어.
So he basically started like to recording like to October to November, and then after he tried to work with the producer, asking with the mix and master, and then like send it to the distribution company like almost middle of the December.
And it was recently released as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the song as well, so I've been listening to it for a little bit.
Thank you so much.
Of course. So, how do you feel like this single compares to your previous work? Are there any noticeable difference on your artistic expression?
I say my music has become more refined and cohesive compared to my earlier work, as I've gotten more comfortable with my recording workflow and the overall process. My range of expression has naturally expanded. I'm able to experiment with my voice in new ways and lean into more subtle artistic nuance. Overall, I feel like I'm getting closer to the sound I've been aiming for.
What has the reception been like so far from your fans and the music community?
Honestly, I didn't expect Can You Tell to do so well after promoting it on TikTok. So it still feels amazing to me. Even when I promoted Can You Tell on TikTok, I didn't expect so many people to really like my music. Seeing how much people appreciate my song has truly warmed my heart and made me very happy.
I'm very glad to hear, and I'm very excited to hear what you have to release for the new year as well.
감사하대. 곡 내고 그랬던 게
thank you.
12월 30일에 냈던 그
Fighting.
화이팅.
Could you elaborate more on the themes or messages that are common in your music? So, what do you hope your listeners take away from your songs and moving forward?
Rather than focusing on specific themes or messages, I believe the emotions that listeners feel while hearing my music are what truly exists within my songs. So I don't really have particular expectations for what people should take away from my music. I just hope they listen to it as it is, feel it sincerely, and if they leave comments or share their thoughts with me afterward, that alone makes me really happy.
So they could comment like on your TikTok or your Instagram for their feedback.
Yes,
No.
and it feels amazing recently.
So as we start 2026, what are your aspirations as an Asian artist in your music career? For instance, are you planning to release more singles or perhaps an album? What can fans expect in the near future? And can you give us a sneak peek of what's to come?
First of all, I want to release more singles compared to last year. I also have a song scheduled for release in February. So, step by step, as I release more of my music, I hope to grow as an artist and become more widely known.
Before we conclude this interview, if you could choose any place in the world to inspire your next song, where would it be? Is there a spot, a beautiful beach, or perhaps a bustling city that sparks your creativity?
Hmm. I would love to visit Paris, France in Europe. It's a place I haven't been to yet, and I've always been curious about it. I want to go there and find some inspiration for my music.
So you never visited Europe before.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful, so I recommend to visit one day.
Okay.
So that brings us to the end of our time today. Thank you, Ern, for sharing your music with us. Wishing you all the best in your musical journey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. Bye bye.